Well, let's get more of it now by joining the Conservative commentator, Albie Amankona, who joined us down the line. Albie, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Just first of all, Sue Gray's report. We've been waiting on this report, it seems forever. It's still not here. Do we know why not?
No, to be quite honest with you, Darren, I don't think anyone really knows why not. I've got a serious case of either Gray-javu or deja-Sue, because absolutely nothing has changed since yesterday. And I just wonder how much longer we can keep going in this holding position of waiting for the Sue Gray report before people start to get bored of things. So I would expect the report to come out early next week, and I really hope it's not delayed much longer than that.
Do you get a sense now that people are starting to tire of all of this and do want to draw a line under it?
I'm certainly getting the sense that I'm starting to tire of hearing the name Sue Gray and report every time that people talk about Partygate. And I do think the nation does just want to draw a line under this and understand what is going to happen next. Because this sense of uncertainty around events is not helpful for anyone, especially when we have really major issues going on both domestically with the cost of living crisis and internationally with Russian aggression in Ukraine and Chinese aggression in Taiwan. It's time that we get the Sue Gray report out and move on and get on with governing the country.
Fascinating, isn't it? We talk about governing the country, and of course the government can do more than one thing at any one time, but Parliament finished yesterday, as is now becoming the case, it seems, most Wednesdays at 5:30 in the evening. Parliament normally sits, doesn't it, late into the night at times, and many say it's because MPs literally have nothing to do. No legislation to scrutinise, no legislation to pass.
This is what I mean. It's like government is completely paralysed by this one issue. And don't get me wrong, I completely understand why many members of the public are so angry about what's been going on in Downing Street throughout the pandemic. Everyone has that story of something that they would wish they were able to do, a funeral they wish they could have gone to, a wedding they wish they could have gone to. And that's why it's really captured the minds, I think, of the British public. It's because everyone has a story of what they wish they could be doing, whilst it seems like Downing Street and Whitehall were partying. So I'd like to see the report published in full, a good reaction from the Prime Minister, then the Conservative MPs can decide what they're going to do next, and whether or not that leads to a vote of no confidence if 54 letters go into the 1922 committee, we'll just have to see.
And just very finally, you talked about other issues there, the cost of living crisis. Very interesting, isn't it, that we're now seeing a growing number of MPs, and I was speaking to Tom Hunt about this just before the break, who now want to see that national insurance rise in April either scrapped or delayed altogether. There's quite a lot of momentum building behind that, isn't there?
There is a lot of momentum building behind that, but I do think it's likely Boris on that national insurance rate increase, even though that might be not what I would like, just purely because of the fact that they do need to pay to fund social care and indeed fund the NHS backlog. And there's no other viable way that the Chancellor says that we can raise this money. So I would be surprised if that gets delayed or scrapped, but let's see.
Indeed, fascinating times, fascinating politics. Albie Amankona, thank you very much indeed for joining us, Conservative commentator there, talking about the ends of another extraordinary week. Right, we're going to